Alright, so this is lesson 3.4. It starts out with some review, so it doesn't hurt to do some more review with you guys. Sorry. So this is the slope. Slope again is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for this one, our y2 is 12, y1 is 5, x2 is 7, x1 is 3. So this equals 7 over 4, and that would be the slope. The slope of this one is 13 minus negative 2. This is the slope over 7 minus 7, so this equals 15 over 0, but 15 divided by 0 is undefined, because you can't divide 15 by 0. The next one, in 2005, there were fish in houndstooth. In the fish in houndstooth, we set up coordinate points for these kind. 2005 goes with 12,458. And then 968 fish goes with 2010. 968. Then you set up your slope formula again, m, that's a 9. M equals y2 minus y1. So for mine, I'm going to choose to put 968 first. Difference of the y values all over the difference of the x values. So 968 goes with 2010 minus 2005. So when you do this, you should get negative 277 over 5, which equals negative 55.4 fish per year. Okay, that's because we put year on the number of fish on the top. This was the fish, and this was the year. Okay, and the negative means that there's a decrease, so the fish went down. Alright, so this lesson is on direct variation. Direct variation is just like slope and constants of variation. So here's some words for you. Direct variation is an equation in this form. So point number 1 is you have to know that y equals kx is a direct variation. K is called the constant of variation and the constant of proportionality. So you might hear both of those words. So slope. Here's a constant this is an equation with, or a graph of y equals 2x. And if you look at this, the constant of variation is the number in front of the x, so k equals 2. The slope of this line, they gave us 2 points on here. If you use rise over run, start at the left point and go up 2. The run then is 1. So the slope of this equals 2 over 1. You could have also calculated it by doing the difference of the y values over the difference of the x values, and that equals 2 over 1, which equals 2. Notice that the slope equals the k, the constant of variation, Alright, so the constant of variation for this one then, number in front of the x, k equals negative 4, and then find the slope of the line. The slope is the same thing, m equals negative 4. When we graph these, we're going to start at the origin point here. And graphing these, this one, there's a couple ways to do this, but one of these is to do this with the points table, or you can do this with slope. So the slope of this equals the k value, which equals, now give the negative to either the 3 or the 2. I always try to give it to the top number in the fraction, negative 3 over 2. So this is the rise, this is the run. So what I do is I start at 0, 0 because all of these direct proportional ones go through the origin. And because it's a negative 3, I'm going to go down 3. That's why it's important to give the negative to just the top one. Down 3. And then from here I'm going to go over 1. And then plot another point. So now if I draw this line, it looks like that. Oh, sorry, 2. Down 3. And then go over 2, because that's our run. A negative means that you're going to go down first from the left point. So start at the origin. You're just going to count. Okay, so you might want to pause and try this one on your own, but if you're ready to go on, then just listen, otherwise pause. So this one has a slope, a k value, which equals slope, a constant of variation equals slope, which equals 2. This one is not in a fraction. Slope equals rise over run. So to find the run, you have to turn it into a fraction. So from the origin, since this is a positive, the rise is going to be up 2, and the run is going to be to the right 1. Okay, so I'm going to go up 2, and then over 1, and draw another dot. So there's the graph. Hopefully you got it. Direct variation equations are y equals kx. Y equals kx always passes through the origin. The origin is the point 0, 0. Okay, the slope is positive if k is greater than 0. If it's negative, it goes down from left to right. Remember our heaven and hell conditions there. All right, if the relationship can be described as a direct variation, then we also use this phrase, y varies directly as x. So the next problem is just remember that this is just direct variation, and we're going to use that phrase. So it says, suppose y varies directly as x. So right now you should think y equals kx. Got it figured. Okay, and y equals 9 when x equals negative 3. Write a direct variation equation that relates x and y. So you've got some steps. Write the direct variation formula. Y equals kx. Find the value of k using the given x and y values. So we need a k, but we know that y equals 9. We know that x equals negative 3. Step number 3 says to write your direct variation equation using k. Well, right now we don't know what k is yet, so you have to divide by negative 3 here. Divide by negative 3. You end up with negative 3 equals k. So now we're to step 3. So this was step 1. And then we solved it. This is step number 2. Okay, so step number 3 is to write your direct variation equation. Y equals negative 3x. So we left out the other x and y, and we just put in the new k. Alright, so now we're going to evaluate to find y using the new x. So it says, suppose, write a direct variation equation that relates x and y. So we've got that. Okay, so we did everything on here, but here's the part where it changes a little bit. So we're going to use this equation, that one, to find x when y equals 15. So the equation is y equals negative 3x. So when y equals 15, we plug in y equals 15. And then we just solve for x. So x has to equal negative 5. Okay, so steps again, write the direct variation formula, that's this one. Number 2, find the value of k, that's this one. Step number 3, write your direct variation equation using k. So here's 3. 3 is up here too. Okay, and then evaluate to find y using x. That says xc. There you go. Okay, so this is 4. Okay, so you try this. Try this one, see if you can do it, and then pause the video and then go back to it. Make sure that you can do this. So if you've paused it and you're back with me, we're going to start out with y equals kx. This time y equals 15 and x equals 5. So our constant has to be k equal to 3. So now I know the formula. Y equals 3x. Okay, so this is kind of like our other one, but other one we have negative 3 on it. So y equals 3x. So we're going to take y equals 3x. And this time they say the same instructions here. These are supposed to be the same. Then it says use the direct variation equation to find x when y equals negative 45. So now we put in negative 45 for y. And we're going to solve for x. Negative 15. Okay, and then we're done. We found x. So it's that same pattern over and over and over again. Okay, we can use this for word problems too. They drove 330 miles in 5.5 hours. So we want to find the distance driven. Now this is, if you watch this is kind of like a proportion problem, but you've got y equals kx. I'm going to say that y is going to be the miles. So I'm defining the variable. I'm going to say that x equals the hours driven. Okay, so I'm going to plug in, I've got to find k. So plug in 330 equals k times 5.5. Divide both sides by 5.5 and you get k equal to 60. So the equation for this is y equals 60x. So now we can use this formula to solve for when 500 miles equals 60x. Because remember our y is the miles. So the miles has to go for y. Okay, so now that we divide, when we divide 500 by 60, check my math I've got written down here, divided by 60, it takes 25/3 hours, which is 8.3 repeating hours. All right, so it's just the same thing, but you have to define your variables and decide what goes where. Okay, here's another one. We've got distance versus time again. I'm just going to leave the answers here for you. Make sure you can stop this and then check it. So I'm going to write the answers right now. K equals 8. The graph of this, you're going to have to change your scale. So I'm counting by 2s. The graph of this one looks like this. Okay, and then the hours that you get on this one should be about 2 hours. And that would be the end of it. So you have some book work to do, and that goes with this. That when you come back, we'll do the book work. So make sure you understand this before class when I see you again. You guys have a great weekend.